Today, we're going to be putting brake pads on the front of my truck because mine are pretty gone and I want to get them done before they wreck my rotors. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So first off, you're going to want to get your jack, get it under the control arm. I'm running very bad tires right now because I wrecked my other ones because my camber or my toe, one of them is way out. So I ended up wrecking that. So get new brake pads and then new ball joints too. I'm waiting for those to come in. But first thing you want to do is jack the side of the truck up. I'm only doing one side at a time. I want to jack the whole truck up. And then pull all your lug nuts off and I'll show you where to go from there. Alright, so next step you're going to want to do is pull these two bolts off in here, and these are 3/8. Best thing to do is get 3/8 by 3/8 Allen bit here. Fits in there perfectly. And get a bigger ratchet, you know, but I got my wheel turned right now. It's easier to do it that way. You get more room. Plus, I don't have a short one of these, so this gives you just enough room if you crank it all the way. But you can also tell my ball joint's shot. So I gotta change them too, but right now I'm just gonna work on brakes. I'm also gonna paint this caliper while it's off. This is a new caliper, it's not that old. Probably, I don't know, 2 months if that. So I'm gonna throw the new brake pads on here. You can see that one's pretty much gone back there. And then the front one is still decent, but I'm gonna change them both anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna pull them off and I'll show you where to go from there. Two bolts out, you kinda gotta wiggle the caliper off. Pulled the back brake pad off, you can see it's pretty much completely shot. Front one's still decent, but I'm gonna change it anyways since I have the whole set. So you just gotta, you can normally get a screwdriver or something and pry this out. Sometimes they're a little stubborn with the rust. You just get that out like that. So there's the old ones, and you see they're getting pretty shot. But the rotor is still nice and smooth, backside smooth. So I'm not gonna worry about the rotor. It's got plenty of thickness on it. Wheel bearings are all good. You can tell this thing rolls easy. There's no slop in it. So wheel bearings are good to go. So next step is you're gonna want to compress this. So you got to get a clamp right here, compress this piston down, and get the new brake pads on. But first I'm going to paint this so that way it doesn't rust out and look like crap. So when you see it through the rims, it doesn't look like crap too. So I'm gonna do that first and then I'll get back with you. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you need to push this down. Because if you don't push this down, you think you got this brake pad here. Let me open this box up. If you have this brake pad here, all right, see the thickness difference? And same with this brake pad here, the thickness difference. If you don't push that down, you're not going to be able to get the brake pads in and put it back on here without fighting it. So what I normally do, they make a tool that butts up to here and then pushes against here, and you can tighten it. But I found it just as easy if you use a C-clamp and just crank it down into there, and it goes pretty easy just using a C-clamp. So that's normally what I do. Then you want to push that way down in there. More is better than not enough, so this is just what I do. Use a C-clamp just like that, and then you're gonna loosen it back up. If you get a big enough C-clamp, you can put it over the brake pad. That way you're not pushing on the one top and the bottom and cockeying it. But I have big enough pistons that I can just put the C-clamp right down in the middle of it. So that's what I did with this one. And now I'm gonna paint it up and move to the other side while this one's drying. And now that I think about it, the other side is not painted either, so I'm gonna move the other side, pull it all apart, and then get this side painted and get it put back together until that one's dry, and then switch over there. So, and you always want to make sure also that your caliper is not hanging from the brake hose, so you don't break your brake hose or stretch it or anything. So always make sure this is hanging too, or sitting somewhere so it's not hanging from the brake hose. So I'm gonna throw a coat of paint on here and hang it up with some wire, throw a coat of paint on it, and I'll get back with you guys when I'm on the other side. Okay, now we're moving on to the other side. I got the wheel cranked all the way. I'm gonna pull this tire off and do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, so we're back on the driver's side again, where we started. And what I'm gonna do is I do this with every brake, all the brakes I do. First you match up which shoes you need. You'll see there's a wear bar right there. And I was getting pretty close to it. I think I actually came in here and pulled it back a little bit with a screwdriver. Dude, stop. Dogs are bothering me today. I pulled it back with a screwdriver so that way it wouldn't wreck my rotors when I saw they were getting bad. Seems like it's a little bigger. I don't know why, but it'll still work, so. But anyways, what I do with all my brakes when I put them on is I grease them really good. So I'm not sure if these are the same on both sides or not, but. So yeah, I take grease here. First grab a rag, you're gonna need it. And this is just high temp brake grease, whatever, wheel bearing grease. Not sponsored by Master Pro, I just have this. But, dude, come on. You take and you dab your finger in here, don't be scared of it, it's just grease. It'll clean off. And then I cover pretty much all the area on these parts that will squeak here, because you don't want your brakes to squeak, so I'll cover everything up here that could squeak. Get all that covered, and then I forgot I had a zip tie on here, so cut the zip tie off here. If I can get the zip tie out now. Some technical difficulties here. There we go. So then you take this is the inside here, goes into the caliper. So I'm going to take this, make sure it's the right way, shove it in there. Make sure it's nice and flat in there. I'm not sure if that's right actually, but I think it is. I'm gonna have to slide these pins back to get it to fit all the way. Use your hammer. Or ratchet, whatever you got, I guess, laying around. So these are the slide pins that go on the so when you hit your brakes, they slide back and forth. I need to push them in order for this front one to fit. So, all right, there's that. Now we're gonna throw this in. This piece needs to go inside, looks like. Just like that. That's in there. Perfect fit. Now, I'm gonna take our front one. This is the right one for over here. So, these ones, I'm gonna grease up under here real good. And all around in there. Get it up in there good and on everything. That way, they don't squeak over time. Or even when you first put them on. All depends. Dog's over there fighting over some piece of wood or something. So this one you're gonna take your rotor up here, and you're gonna throw this guy right in there. Just like that, and just like that. And then just like that. And now, reinstall your 2 bolts here. I normally put anti-seize on these, but as you can see, it's already got anti-seize on it because this caliper is new, like I said, and I already put anti-seize on it. So I'm gonna screw these in. To there. Guys, stop. Screw these into here. Make sure they're good and tight. Now we got that all done. It's gonna make some noises when it first starts off because it's gonna wear out this rotor evenly where the other ones, compared to where the other brake pads were sitting. So now, we're done with this side. We can switch back to the other side, throw the tires on, and we'll be all done. And I need to jack it up. There we go. Oh, we gotta throw all the lug nuts in. Better off starting all your lug nuts by hand. That way you don't start them all. So, yep, and then these you always want to do a star pattern. That's my problem stud there. And then after that, I do go all the way around in a circle. Just to make sure they're all tight. And there we go. Let the jack off and it's ready to go down the road again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.